lost the gene. I think her prognosis is not good.
The Exotic Feline Rescue Center was founded by Joe Taft in 1991 to help protect abused and mistreated exotic felines. With the illegal trade of these big cats increasing at an alarming rate in North America, the center has grown from 3 big cats and 15 acres to over 200 exotic felines and more than 100 acres of property.
I'm tired, I'm angry, I'm worried, but I'm never bored.
Welcome to Joe's Big Cat Kingdom. After retrieving 2 adult tigers, Fluff and Elizabeth, from North Carolina, Joe and the team have arrived back at the Feline Center. Veterinarian Dr. Fred Froderman has come by to inspect and help transfer these big cats to their new homes.
We're going to take her out. We're going to take a quick look at her again. We were just discussing whether to draw blood again. And then we're going to take her out there. We're going to take him out and we're going to do a more thorough look, and we're going to trim those claws a little bit better and look at the injuries to his feet. And then we're going to take him out there. You know, they have never been away from home before. They're in a strange place with strange people. They're not used to people other than their owners. They're certainly not used to being away from home. This is all pretty scary for them. Yeah, she's down.
We're getting ready to take the female tiger out and get her into her new cage. Okay, somebody can get her front legs. Sorry. I somewhat got her head. Okay, she's gonna be heavy coming out. Sorry, I'm gonna need somebody.
There we go.
Okay,
She's coming.
She's out. She's good. She's good.
She's on that. There we go.
Okay. Wait a minute. Everybody stop, 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 stop. Nobody move. Get back. Everybody get back, please. Thank you. I can't get mine off.
In order to assess the sedation of Elizabeth, Dr. Froderman checks her blinking reflexes.
Okay, be careful, everybody on the gate. We always have to keep in mind when we're moving the tigers that the tigers are still tigers. Whether or not they look asleep or not, you gotta keep a close eye on them, you gotta be careful, you gotta do it quickly. They can wake up at any point in time, so you gotta always keep an eye on them. Okay, middle is the heaviest. Yeah. Shanna, are you good with that? Okay. I need somebody else in this better. Here, wait a minute. Switch with me. Yeah, switch with me. I'm not, it's no offense. It's just, really heavy. I'm used to it. And then do we want to give her a nail trim? There's another one that needs it too. And you just want straw under the thing.
Yeah, we could put some straw in the box. I mean, they've never had a box. I don't know that they'd go in there unless we put her in there.
Okay.
I suspect where they're going to go is out there in the middle of the weeds as soon as they wake up.
Yeah.
Who needs coffee when you can have adrenaline? Well, the fluids is because she's been in that truck and she's probably dehydrated. And anytime you immobilize them, it's not a bad idea to give them fluids. I mean, these drugs are metabolized through the urine. They're passed out through the urine.
How many?
Yeah, he's doing just what we did in North Carolina the other day, only he has a better tool to do it with, and he's doing it to more effect. Well, obviously it's not to make them safer, it's because they have a tendency, especially in older cats, to grow around and back into the paws, which is what we saw with him up there. Does that look like it's been poorly clipped?
No, it just looks like maybe where they've grown in at a different time. I don't know.
Okay, let's go get him.
That move went well. Once she went out, it went well, and we're getting ready to go get the male to get him in the cage. Okay, where's the pulse syringe? I would like to poke him before we open up and go in there, head first. Oh yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. I got his head. That's about all I got. It's a big head.
Sorry, but I got your whiskers.
There's a lip on the cage, so that's what he's stuck on. Yep. He's coming down. Okay. All right. He's down. Let's just slide him around. Okay. He is not on this side.
Oh my goodness.
Told you he's a big one. Lots bigger than her.
Yeah.
He doesn't look it, but
He is thick.
weighs more. Go. Okay, you're good. All right, Fluffy.
Oh, he's coming off the bag though, down here.
Okay.
I got his legs. Okay. I got him.
Okay. Hang on. All right.
Under here.
Drag him back over that way.
You need some straw first?
That wouldn't hurt. It's harder.
Okay.
Slide right.
Okay, and we're gonna have to get, Fred needs to get in there for the feet because the other foot has the dew claw ingrown. Yeah, what we're looking at here is where this nail was completely ingrown through the foot, and a lot of the nails were. That one needs trimmed. Now?
Dr. Froderman checks for masses by palpating Fluff's body cavity.
Okay.
We're
how these things splinter. You gotta get underneath all of them. Get that, see those pieces like that?
Yeah.
Get those broke loose too.
This might look a little weird, but it's important we get these nails cut out because they are starting to grow through the pads of his toes and become very painful for him.
See, I don't think we've ever seen damage like that to the pads. Well, you know, these guys they heal really fast. I mean, you can see that that's not nearly as, that doesn't look nearly as bad as it did Monday morning. You know, that one's pretty bad. A couple of weeks, he'll be fine.
When we were moving the first tiger, she wasn't completely out yet. She had a little bit of head movement, so the safest thing is to just everybody back off and give her some time to finish going all the way to sleep, and then we can safely move her.
They're going to be experiencing a lot of fear and anger. There's going to be a lot of hostility. I suspect they're going to end up hiding out there in the middle of the heavy undergrowth. But they'll start to adjust.
The movement went really well. Both tigers seem to be in good shape. We did full nail trims so that we don't have nails growing through the pads. We gave them fluids just to help get those drugs out, help them feel better when they wake up. And everybody's sleeping away, and they'll wake up and get to explore their new home. Fluff is doing really well. For Fluff, he's never going to be a chuffy, lovey, rubby tiger. But he's really kind of adjusted. He comes in, he takes his food from us, you know, the typical cats that just are going to grumble their whole lives. Elizabeth, on the other hand, doesn't want anything to do with being here. She has no reason to want to be here. She was happy where she was. She's older. She's just moved homes. And so she is still aggressive. She's also not going to be a chuffy tiger. She's, you know, eating. She'll take the food from us. We make sure of that, but she's not going to shift easily for us, or, you know. Fluff's happier because this has been a positive move for him. He had all those ingrown nails, which had to have been ridiculously painful. We cut those out, and then he woke up being happier, being in less pain, and there was a positive to his move. She didn't have any positive to it. She just moved homes.
They're from Long Island. They belong to a guy who chained his wife to the basement stairs and beat her. And when she escaped, she went to the police, and the police found 4 kids and 2 leopards in this guy's house. These guys were only about 6 months old when they came here.
Here. Can you sit down? Come here. Shere Khan. Get down. Shere Khan. Come here, bud. Come here. Shere Khan.
Watch it to let her spray on you. I got a call one morning in February from USDA officials. They told me they had 10 big cats in a barn just outside of Peru, Indiana. Wanted me to come up and take 8 of them and crate the other 2 for another facility. And can you do that today, he said. Well, we couldn't do it that day. We did it the next day in a blizzard, 2.5 feet of snow. We went up there. This was a retired circus performer. When he retired, he walked an elephant into the barn and chained it to the floor. He wheeled 9 big cats into the barn in circus wheel cages. And that's where these animals spent the next 10 years, in a dark barn. She was in that barn in a cage that was 5 foot by 7 foot. That's where she had been her whole life. Her cage was so dirty you couldn't see through it. Despite the fact the USDA was confiscating these animals, they had renewed this man's permits and left all these animals there for 10 years. We are so glad that the government regulators do such a good job, and that their passion and concern for these animals is so well expressed. This is one of the animals that came out of that guy's barn. This lion spent 10 years of his life in a cage the size of that platform in a dark barn. And he was just so thrilled to be out of the dark barn. And then when he came out here, he was much happier.
As winter sets in at the Feline Center, Dr. Froderman stops by the on-site clinic to take a look at one of Joe's female lions.
This is Missy, and she is a mid-teenage lioness who we think has a pyrometria. That's a uterine infection, right? And so she is about to be spayed.
I'm getting ready to poke her with some ketamine. And hopefully she'll go to sleep and we can get her spayed. Sorry, it was Joe.
She needs to go.
Missy has a uterine infection that's draining, called a pyometra. So today we're going to spay her, get rid of her infected uterus, and hopefully she'll bounce back from that. But she is high risk. I mean, she's still a little dehydrated, and we'll give her a lot of fluid. If we don't do the surgery, if her uterus is closed, the infection, the pus in her uterus will just continue to fill up the uterus, and they can become very septic, very sick, and die. She's got pus in her belly. This is her uterus. This is her ovary. But honestly, Gene, I think her prognosis is not good. This all just looks like she's had infectious peritonitis. She's leaking. Her uterus is leaking right here. See this? There's pus running out. And all this milky looking stuff is just infection. And you cannot get rid of peritonitis just putting her on antibiotics. She would need to be on, she needs a drain in or have an open abdomen. Some people, they used to leave an open abdomen, but nowadays they put in drains with a suction ball on it. That suction ball would suck out vast volumes of infection in every hour. It would have to be emptied. She would need her lavage, but see all this, Joe? That's just pus.
So what would cause this?
The pyometra.
That was the
It's
base
leaking.
call.
Yeah. Probably, it just got so full of pus and it started leaking out. I've seen it before. Really, her chemistry looked pretty good as far as her kidneys and liver values and all that. But just the infection, I think we ought to just put her down.
The only thing we can really take satisfaction in is that she had a good life here for a couple of years. She certainly didn't have a good life where she came from. She got to spend her last 2 years outside in the sun with a companion. And in the end, she didn't have to suffer very long.
You know, it's part of the job, and we all know that that can happen. The best way for me to explain it is it's no different than losing a family member. These guys are, they're like our pets, but they're like our family. We spend every day with them. We see them at their best and their worst, and the last thing we ever want is to lose one, and we all know that it can and it will happen eventually. It's never easy. Whether we know it's coming or we don't, it is never easy.
Peritonitis is very hard to manage in a cat where you cannot touch her on a daily basis. She would need constant drains in the abdomen. She would need a lot of antibiotics, a lot of maintenance that you just cannot do because she would have to be anesthetized every time.
When we lose a cat here, if we don't know why, then we have them necropsied. And usually for a necropsy, we will take them to the University of Illinois. You know, sometimes Fred will do the necropsy. Sometimes we'll have a long medical history on the animal and we won't feel that's necessary. Then the animals are cremated. They're cremated intact with, you know, all of their hide, all of their teeth, all of their claws. And then their ashes come back here and we have the remains of all the cats that have ever been here. This is Sam, and he was Missy's cage mate. This is where Missy lived. I mean, this obviously is a little part, but all of that area out there, she had a big pond in the cage and a lot of trees and a lot of room to run around. So she'll be missed.
Next time on Joe's Big Cat Kingdom, the Exotic Feline Rescue Center has their biggest fundraiser of the year. Joe welcomes in more big cats.